friends, and welcome. I'm Sophia Lucia Perola with Garden State Film Festival. This year, March 21st through March 24th, 2024, you can come check out the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival. 22 years, can't believe it. This year is going to be amazing as usual. We got 200 films coming from 14 countries, all different types of films. You can check them out in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. And one of the films you can check out is this really cool homegrown short film called Secret of the Strings Part 2. Here to talk to me about the film are these amazing artists and filmmakers. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for taking the time out to talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, look at you all in harmony. Love it. So before we get into it, can we all just introduce ourselves and our titles or our roles in the film?
For sure. I'm John Kakamo. I'm the director of Secrets of the Strings.
My name's Aaron Fitzpatrick, and I was the director of photography for this film.
Can't hear you, Matt or Matthew. We should check this before. Sorry, guys.
He's gone mute. His audio's
It might
gone.
be... He's figuring it out. Well, you figure that out. But Matthew is one of our actors, and Dylan.
I am the other actor. I play, I don't even know the name, I guess, Guy, man.
Okay. All right. Well, all of you, yes. Applause all around. I really love this film. It's so funny and unique, and I'm just like, what? So, like, how did you come up with this idea? So, John, before I ask all my questions, can you tell everybody a little bit about Secret of the Strings Part 2? What's the film about?
Yeah, so basically it's about a young guitarist that wants to learn how to, play the guitar, and he takes some lessons, and his instructor turns out to be a sock. So yeah, it becomes an interesting dynamic. It's a comedy, and it was actually originally made for like a children's fundraiser, and we've kind of like grown out the idea, and it's became something crazy.
Wow. Amazing. So how was this idea for the teacher to be a sock? Like, how did it come about? How did you even think about this?
Yeah, so when we did part one for like a fundraiser, and basically I woke up, opened my drawer, I looked at my socks, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a movie with this. And it was very random and on the spot, and we wanted to make something that was entertaining. So
yeah, and
there wasn't really, there was no like, there was like a beat sheet, but we actually didn't have a formal script for this. So.
Which it blows my mind.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about that after, but Aaron, how did you, I know we've all worked together before. You were DP on this project. Why did you want to be DP on this, and what was it like filming?
So yeah, it's funny because Dylan's also a DP, so we usually switch around and gap for each other and whatnot. But yeah, I think it was like the day before John sent me a text. It was like, hey, we're making this short film right down the road from my house, and he was like, you want to be involved? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. Anytime John's involved, it's always going to be some sort of adventure with what we're shooting. So yeah, he said there's no script. We're just going to show up. Original plan was like, hey, we're shooting for like 4 hours, whatever. So we go down to the art factory in Paterson, New Jersey, and they have like basically a cave. So John walks us in here, and we're like, it's just pitch black. There's barely any power in there or whatnot. So we just had whatever gear we could scrape together in our arsenal. And then, yeah, we were just like, he's like, here's the rough idea. And we just kind of bit by bit built it out. And then it started, get momentum, and we got the groove going, and we just riffing off each other, riffing off the actors, the action, and just kind of swung it. I don't know, like there's no plan, but it that's how like we like to work with each other. We all know each other like that, so we just kind of took what we had, which is a big theme of like our group. Really, it's just whatever we can scrape together and just make it the best we can, and try and get a certain level of product. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, we spent like 9 hours in that cave. Ultimately, it wasn't a 4-hour shoot. Wow. It became like a.
So that was it. Just that one day you guys shot this.
It was one day. It was one day. It was also like 20 degrees in that cave. It was very cold.
Yeah. It was
20 degrees,
freezing.
no power, no script, and you
Yeah,
pulled it
so-
off. Is
Yep.
this usual? Do you guys usually go in with just like, hey, let's shoot this film. We don't have a script. Let's go with the flow. No shot list. Is this like, have you done this before?
This
Occasionally.
was actually, we've done a little improv, but this was the first time we wanted to try something completely off the books. Like we usually have a script, we usually have like extensive lighting plans, and like we'll spend months in pre-production. But we wanted to actually do like the complete reverse of that. Like, what if we just make a film like organically and just make it up on the fly? And it was more like experimental in a way. So this was like a first for that.
Yeah.
Dylan, what did you choose to play the character that you play in Secret of the Strings Part 2? Was this something you wanted to do, or you were forced into it?
I like that. I think it's a little bit of both because, again, working with John, you never really know what you're fully getting into. I mean, like Aaron said, I'm also a DP. That's my main trade. I shot The Toymaker, which John directed. That's prime example of, something that took months and months of pre-production. So this was like, you know what? We're all working, but we're not really making many films right now. Let's just all get together and have fun. So in that same kind of like fashion, I was like, oh, well, if we're just having fun, maybe I'll act in it. I'll try it. I never really acted before, just kind of went for it. And yeah, made it up as I went along, I guess.
I wouldn't have known you never acted before. What was it like? Like, so most of what we see in this film was just improvised, like no script?
So between Matt and I, we had like a rough idea. We actually had like a note on our phone as to like the beats that we had to hit. But as far as like most of the dialogue, most of the situational stuff, it was improvised, which made it easy to kind of know how to respond to like certain things in the moment, but also was tough because we had to make sure continuity, that if we were doing multiple takes, that it wasn't too difficult to put together. But yeah, acting, it was fun. I think for anybody, it would be difficult to know, okay, how am I supposed to react to a sock that's
Right
across from me? Like, so that was my biggest challenge, I guess. Acting was like nailing that. Okay, if this was actually happening to me, like, would I freak out? Would I run out of the room? But I think I just chose to freeze, and it was fun to just play with that idea.
Right. Wow. And do you really play guitar in the film, or is this all movie magic?
I do. I actually do play a little bit of music. I grew up playing music with my dad. He taught me guitar, and I only play a little bit of guitar in the film because the sock often doesn't want to hear what I have to play. But yeah, it was just a fun little thing to throw in there. Like, oh, Dylan plays guitar. We'll throw that in here.
Wow. I mean, Dylan, you were amazing. So I'm guessing this won't be the last time you're an actor. I hope so. Are we gonna
build out
find
that
your
reel.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I'll work towards that as another little side gig.
John, talk to me about Matthew playing the other lead in this. Who is? Oh my God, his voice is so funny. He played.
It was fantastic. Matt was great.
Cracked me up.
The one thing I loved about Matt and Dylan is like Dylan said, like we had like beat sheets, so like we had like we knew where the story was going, but like everything else, like we want to have improv in between. And I just had so much fun with like Matt coming up with all these crazy ideas and stuff. Especially there's one moment, I won't spoil, but there's a moment when Matt likes to sniff, and he comes up with this great improv in terms of like his motion in the scene of how he like emotes as a sock, like he's not a human. So like Matt figuring out like how to act as a sock and like put himself in that mindset was so funny. So it was a fun time.
And how does that work? Was that in voiceover, or everything we hear Matt doing was done on set?
No, it was all on set. So we basically it was hard because like we didn't have two cameras, but it was single cam, and we basically just we got the raw dialogue from basically the performance. So they were, once we figured out and practiced like the scene a couple of times, like Dylan and Matt got it down so well that like it could cut pretty seamlessly. So
right. And speaking about this, Aaron, as the DP, was it frustrating? Was like not really knowing where the camera was gonna go, not knowing what they were gonna say? How did you successfully film this?
Yeah, no, I think that's part of the fun, right? Like we all enjoy like the challenge of trying to problem solve that, like
Mhm.
finding the power, finding where we're gonna run the lights, whatever, what lights do we have, what works. But I mean, we really just wanted to light it in a way that does free up the actors, because they were improv, we didn't know, are they gonna move, are they gonna do this, that, and just keeping it as simple as possible too, not to eat
Mhm.
up time, because it was originally supposed to be like a 4-hour thing. But no, it's just I think it's fun to be put in that situation and have those limitations to where it's not like, hey, we have a big truck, all these lights, whatever we need. It's kind of like, here's literally a blank cave, and what are we going to build here? Talking to John, talking with Dylan, and that's the good part about our group too, is that we all can collaborate, even if
Mhm.
someone's doing a different role. Like I still had our other friend Dylan was gaffing, but we all just come together and make a plan and just feed off that energy together and
Mhm.
just step by step piece it together and to make it one unified film. So yeah, it was fun. It was great. Love
It
that
looked
challenge.
a lot of fun, so I'm happy to hear that it was also a lot of fun to film too.
Thank you.
So you guys have collaborated before, and you guys have told stories before. Are these typical stories for you to tell, like comedic, a little absurd, a little crazy? Is this everyone's like favorite type of stories to tell? Is this usual? Talk to me a little bit about yeah, what stories you guys like telling.
Yeah, we've done a lot of like drama and like serious films throughout like college and like indie projects. Like we've done basically every genre. We didn't do too much comedy, so well, at
Mm,
least for me, I wanted to explore a different genre. So that's kind of the reason why this existed. Is I was like, I want to see if we did something outside of our comfort zone in
wow.
terms of filmmaking.
Wow. And what
But
about you guys, Dylan and Aaron? Yeah.
yeah, they got different experience than me.
What,
Um,
yeah, similar.
what type of stories do you guys like to tell? And is this in that ballpark?
It's
I guess
definitely different, right, Dill? I mean, me and Dylan have like a similar in terms of DPing. We're usually shooting similar kind of pieces, which are
Uh-huh.
more
yes.
drama oriented. Even music videos or commercial kind of stuff. So it is a little different to shoot these outlandish kind of stories that especially John and Matt can cook up. But we still do try to approach them similarly. Try and light
Mhm.
them in a serious tone. Try and shoot them in a serious manner that still aids, the comedy. It's like a good contrast there. And Dylan, I'm sure it's the same.
Yeah, I agree with that, all of that. Ultimately, like making this was something where we wanted to make something for ourselves. Ultimately, that we weren't worried necessarily about like who we would please with it, and like we just wanted to have fun, make something for us to enjoy. And then when we edited it and it came all together, we kind of said, oh, let's show it around. We showed it around to some friends that weren't on the project, and they're like, this is still worthy to like send out and like to be seen. Like I get that you guys just kind of made it too to have fun, but um it kind of shows, like that not everything that you have to do, you have to focus too hard on mentally trying to make it the best thing. Sometimes you just have to do what feels fun and what's entertaining to you. And it was a nice, I guess, break from trying to take things too seriously.
Mm. I love that. I really do. And I'm so happy that this is at Garden State Film Festival. I think we need more films like this that are just like a breath of fresh air and fun. And you're just like, what? Like, I really watching it. I was just said what, but like with such compliments. Like, I really loved it. So I'm amazed to hear how it all began. And what are you hoping, I guess, John, that audience? I mean, I know you just did this for fun and you didn't really expect it to be in the festival run, but what are you hoping for audiences at Garden State Film Festival to feel or think or experience when watching
About
Secret
this.
of the Strings Part 2?
I think I hope that they enjoy it. I hope it's entertaining. Like that's what we made it for, just to be like a fun, easy watch and like nothing like too serious or like too like long and drawn out. It's just supposed to be like a quick, fun world for the audience to immerse themselves in. So I hope they get a kick out of it. We'll see, I
Mhm.
guess.
And are we planning a part 3? I know there was a part 1, this part 2. Is there more?
There's so me and Matt have already drafted a because it just keeps on expanding. We drafted
Right.
a short film for part 3, and we also have a feature that we might draft for this, but we'll see.
I love hearing that. I am
So,
rooting for you guys. You got a new fan. Maybe this could be a franchise. Like,
Who knows?
honestly, I could see it. The sock. I'm just saying. You heard it here first. Yeah, this can go some places, guys. A great job again. I know Matthew couldn't stay, but I want to shout him out. He was hilarious, and you all love this collaboration. I can't wait to see more. Let me tell everyone watching how you can check out Secret of the Strings Part 2. It will be screening Saturday, March 23rd, 11:45 to 2 p.m. is that film block in Asbury Hotel. So definitely come check it out. Will you guys be joining us at the festival this year?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Amazing. Can't wait to see you guys in person. And thank you again for taking the time out to talk to me. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.